Hello and welcome everybody. This is Jono and I'm going to go through a little bit on how to write words for songs. These are some of the processes I use in my particular approach to writing words for songs. I guess the first thing to do is to get inspired, and then inspired enough to be able to write your ideas out in a concise or in an interesting way to articulate an idea. Some of what I do is read. I do a lot of reading. I pay attention to what's going on around me on TV. I pay attention to things that are happening, I guess, trend-wise, fashion-wise. Some of the modern things that I've written about recently have been our obsession with technology and also our ignorance of some of the real issues that are going on as well. So I tend to put those down into some sort of format or some sort of pattern to be able to use them in songs. One of my pet hates tends to be politics and how politicians tell us one thing and actually go and do another thing. Most times I find they're lying, cheating scoundrels. This example is a song I wrote about a politician who was receiving expensive bottles of wine. Now, when he was questioned about this, he actually said that he couldn't remember. And I would suggest that maybe if you or I were presented with a $3,000 bottle of wine, we'd be quite thrilled, and we'd remember for years who actually gave us that wine. Now, as an example, the words to the song Rules go, one rule for us, one rule for them. We'll take the bus, they'll take their Benz. $1,000 lunch, a $6 box. We drink too much, they can't get enough. Tighten up those belts, folks, the gang is back in town. Rabbit stew and bug pies, get ready for the hard times. Now, at the time there was some talk about using insects to supplement the protein needed to feed populations, and I thought this was quite an interesting thing to include in the lyric. As I say, when you get ideas, it doesn't hurt to explore them, write them out. What I tend to do is write them on scraps of paper. It doesn't matter if they're in a finished or not form, as long as I get some sort of idea down around that stage of writing lyrics or ideas. Sometimes I don't use them. Sometimes I might use them years later.
One rule for us, one rule for them. We'll take the bus, they'll take their Benz. $1,000 lunch, $6 box. We drink too much, they can't get enough. Tighten up those belts, folks. The gang is back in town.
Now that's what a whole bunch of words looks like. Initially I might write them into a book. I used to. I've since transferred them into folders so I can get to them a little sooner if I need them. As mentioned, some have been used in songs, others haven't yet. Others haven't found the music that fits them, or I've just put them aside and maybe sometime I've changed them. I know I occasionally bring them out and I might rewrite something altogether. So don't ever feel as though you need to keep them as they were originally written, and that you can't modify them or change them to suit phrasing, to suit the flow of the music, or the flow of the rhyme or the rhythm within the song itself. But as I say, that's what a whole bunch of words looks like, and to give you an idea, that's what they look like when they're originally sketched down. That's one of my digs at a love song or a broken heart song. I'm going to be back down in Memphis. I've got to find what I believe I lost. I'm going to be back down in Memphis. I'm going to show her who's the boss.
I'm gonna be back down in Memphis. I've gotta find what I believe I lost. I've gotta be back down in Memphis. I'm gonna show her who's the boss. I left a girl.
Now, on the subject of politics and politicians and political decisions, I wrote something about 24 years ago right now, and I call it Talking About This Thing. It's actually about the time that the government introduced the GST into our economic setup. And the words go, everybody living with this thing, everybody wants to know. Everybody living with this thing, everybody give it a go. Everybody winning, nobody losing, everything's going to be fine. Times are getting hard in the lucky country, this thing is selling all right. Heaven help me, are we going crazy? Chewing on designer shoes? So much gain with minimal pain. Got no time for singing the blues. And then it goes into the chorus talking about this thing.
Everybody living with this thing, everybody wants to know. Everybody living with this thing, everybody give it a go. Everybody winning, nobody losing, everything's gonna be fine. The time's so hard in the lucky country, the time is alright. Heaven help me, we're going crazy, chewing on designer shoes. So much gain with minimal pain, got no time to sing the blues. Talking about this thing.
Now, as far as subject matter goes, this particular example is about the fashions and the media consumptions from America, US-based media that we get here. Essentially goes, we got hair, we got hats, consume mass attitude, chewing hard, getting fat, the things we're told to chew, wheeling, dealing death, consuming cops and crime, lay buying lust and love, musing money minds. Is this America? The lyrics tended to sort of come about after we did some jamming with a friend of mine back in '94, and at the time we came up with the musical part of it very quickly, and then the words seemed to come together from there.
We got hair, we got hair, we got hats. Consumers attitude, chew hard, get fat. The things we're told to choose, wheeling, dealing death, consuming cops and crime, buying lust and love, losing money minds. All American.
Another favourite subject involves story songs. Now, story songs could be stories about yourself, other friends, imaginary stories, all sorts of things. This particular one was thought up some years ago, and it goes, I got a little story about a woman. I got a little story about a friend. She got a lot of worry about tomorrow. He's been making more of those losing bets. Now I remember what they say about sleeping with dogs. I got a little time in the morning. I got a lot of time in the night. There ain't a better time to do your dreaming. There's always now to go and make it right. It's a little song about working for the boss.
I've got a little story about a woman. I got a little story about a friend. She got a lot of worry about tomorrow. He's been making more of those losing bets. Now I remember what they say about sleeping with dogs. I got a little time in the morning. I got a lot of time in the night. There ain't a better time to do your dreaming. There's always now to make it get it right. Now I can see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work hard, baby.
This particular song is about non-verbal communication, written quite a while back. Speaking out without a sound, standing hard above that ground, pushing against with your mind, giving away what's inside. You don't look, but you can see. You don't touch, but you can feel. You don't listen, but still hear. Step into that wordless world, wearing holes into your soul. Step into that wordless world, wearing holes into your soul.
Speaking out without a sound, standing hard above that ground, pushing against with your mind, giving away what's inside. You don't look, but still you see. You don't touch, but still you feel. You won't listen, but still hear. Step into that wordless world, wearing holes into your soul. Step into that wordless world, wearing holes into your soul.
Thanks for watching part 1 of How to Write Words for Songs. I hope you take away something to improve your process on writing words and writing words from different perspectives and in different ways. Now, coming up in part 2, I'm exploring a little bit more on how to write quirky songs from slightly different angles. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.